Hey, what
Going
happened?
straight
Yeah,
in?
it went straight in, apparently. How you doing, dude?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, just getting caught up. Not running in at the absolute last minute, of course.
Oh, never.
Never do that.
I mean, we can run the banner intro if you need to.
Nah, it's all good, man. How's everything with you? How was the trip back home?
Uneventful is my favorite kind of trip back home.
Uneventful's good.
Made the age-old mistake of I flew home. I had like an 11:21 a.m. flight on Saturday.
Okay,
So
not
we
too
got home
bad.
at 2:30, right? Like 2, and then it's a little bit of drive home, so it was closer to 3 by the time we got home. And then I was lazy, right? Because
You're tired.
lazy. It
Yeah,
was. I mean, I was tired, and then
yeah.
Sunday I was still not feeling. I'm like, man, I'm still tired. So then, of course, faced now with, oh, it's Monday. I have
Can't
done
miss
zero cardio. I've
You
done
can't
zero
miss
workout.
anything. Yeah.
I have 90 minutes of cardio and 3 gym workouts to do by Thursday. So, but I'm getting it done.
Good for you, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't complain. I also did nothing. I was not as productive as you were when I got home, but I made it home and didn't do too bad. Went right back into cooking, so that's a positive. And yeah, no, I can't complain. And I still maintain I did more. I was more active at this event than I have been at any other event to date this year. So
This year.
this year, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. You've
Uh,
seen me in the
well,
you've seen me in the previous
I'm going to go
years.
farther and say for the past 2 years.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
I was talking back. So I mean, we've talked about it before. That's how I'm tracking everything.
yeah.
I got Red 5 in 2020, which is, if you've ever seen me at a conference, that's the scooter I take to the Orlando conferences. And so, but 2019, I mean, that was the Hyatt, and I was going back and forth at IT Nation, including walking over to the pub and all that other nonsense.
Yep.
So, yeah, but yes, since 2020, yeah, you're absolutely right. It was averaging like, I want to say 7,000 steps a day, which for me is a hefty bit. So,
Yep.
yeah, man. So while I adjust my banner with my current weight and max weight, what's been going on with you today? How is it getting settled back into working life?
Well, I said in the I don't know how much you pay attention to our chat, the hacks chat.
Very
Uh,
little. Yeah.
I said a thing today.
Hmm.
11:37. I said something has happened to me in the past 4 weeks. I've stopped making excuses to miss workouts and am just getting them done, even if it means misery. Right. So like I
Okay.
haven't since we recorded last week. I think it got released. I don't know.
I believe so. I should
Uh,
know that, right?
we recorded with Adam last week while we were
Yeah.
at IT Nation. But I made the commitment last time we met to hold me accountable that I wouldn't miss any workouts, and I haven't. I still haven't since last
Nice.
time. I've got one left to do this week. I've got the home workout left to do. I did so because I went into Monday with none of them done. I did my Friday workout on Monday,
Okay.
and then I did my Monday workout today. I hit 7 PRs on the Friday workout yesterday, and I hit
Damn,
12
dude.
PRs on today's workout.
Freaking killing it. And yeah, this is so it was released.
Yeah.
This is Adams, Jason, and I at IT Nation. Um, oh, that's Phil playing with the new multicam setup. Um, but yeah, it was a fun time. It was that's what Simon was talking about because my chair was so much taller than you guys.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like it's not. You're just. I look like a midget. This is
Right,
great.
and
I
I'm
love
not.
it.
I think Adam's even taller than me a little bit. Like, and
Yeah, I think
you're
Adam's
my
like
height, so it's
4.
not like
Yeah.
That is awesome. What's up, Frank? How you doing, dude? I'll put the link to the video in the chat. It's on the YouTube. It's just not under lives. It's under
Yeah,
videos.
because it's because we pre-recorded it.
Yeah,
In all honesty, when things like that happen, what we ought to do is on these weeks that we just can't, right? Like we should just record.
yeah, yeah. I think that it works out really well. Um, Although I mean, doing it there, you know me, I like live,
I know.
uh, but I can't complain. I put the link there in chat for anybody who wants to go back and watch it. It was actually pretty good. We thought we were going to try to make it like 15, 20
Yeah.
minutes, and it ended
Went
up
almost
long.
30, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. It was pretty cool.
So how did the event play out for you? I mean, I went so far off the rails I couldn't even see the rails on Tuesday.
Um,
I feel like I recovered most of the rest of the week.
I didn't do anything crazy. I will say I actually was pretty good. Um, Now, depending on who you talk to, that answer might be a little different. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I was actually pretty good. I didn't have any crazy nights. We stayed out late. It just was. There was one night in Dustin's room, but Dustin's suite. But I'm not going to go into that. You can catch me at a conference or an after party, and we'll talk about that then. But no, it was actually not bad. Didn't do too bad. What about you? How were you on the imbibing?
Yeah. So on Tuesday, I made the mistake that I often make. So I went to the Top Golf event, right?
Hmm.
And I had a plan, and the plan was I was drinking what I call the John Harden special. Are you aware of the John Harden special?
Is this with the seltzer water and the bourbon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
he
it's like you
sent me
just
a
drink.
case of seltzer water
Yeah.
to
You
try
drink
it out.
I drink bourbon, so an ounce of bourbon, and then I just
Yeah.
fill a glass up with seltzer water, and like literally, it's the Michelob Ultra of bourbon drinks. Like you could drink it forever and not get drunk. So that was my plan. The
Okay.
problem,
And what happened?
the problem was I ran out of one, and somebody offered to get me one, and it was good. It was stronger, and then the one after that was even strong. They're getting darker in color as the night goes
Ah,
on, and by the like third one, the soda water is now ginger ale. And then Kelvin brings over the margaritas, and the rest is downhill
that's a
from
whole
there.
different conversation altogether.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was one of those things. I'm just gonna leave the comments up there. Um, what you call it? Yeah, it's he sent me the case because we did the IT Nation pre-tech bar like announcement for the 5K and with Andrea and John. Alex and Danny had covered that. That's on the channel if anybody
Yep.
wants to go back and watch. It was actually short. It was like an hour. So I watched it. I was driving back home from Disney, so I couldn't attend. So I watched it when I got home. And they did great. But John had sent me a case of seltzer water, probably Perrier or something, so I could try the bourbon and Perrier on air. So I told him I would record myself doing it at some point, probably
It's
this week.
it's quite good.
I mean, I trust John. John's not the guy. Like, if it was coming from Kelvin, I'd have to question it.
Yeah.
John's not the guy I really worry about. You know what I mean? Like, if he says it's good, it's probably good.
Yeah.
So,
I know you have to worry about Kelvin. If Kelvin gives you a
yeah.
drink, it's probably strong.
Yeah, the last time Kelvin said try this, there were 5 thises in his hand.
Yeah.
And that was right a boom.
Yeah.
So,
No, try these.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm like, I know English isn't your first language, but that's not a this. That's
Yeah.
a these, sir. And of course, I exercised incredible good judgment by drinking all 5 of them because
Yeah. So yeah, I was hurting pretty good Wednesday morning. As a result, because I don't drink that much these days. So
yeah,
we got back to the hotel. Well, you ordered pizza. I got back to the
yeah,
hotel. Another margarita appeared from Kelvin.
that happens. Yeah.
Then the old fashioned started, and yeah, I mean the rest is just history. Honestly, that I have a child yelling in the other room, so
It's all right. I have
hopefully it's
my
not
dog
too
going
loud.
nuts. So,
Uh, so yeah, then some pizza. But I kept it in check the rest of the week. I did have a couple drinks, a couple nights, but I actually drank a non-zero amount of whatever. It was either high noon or
you were drinking a ton of those little beers. Yeah, man.
yeah, the high noon, the
Yeah.
seltzer waters, right? Either the high
Oh, is
noon
that
or
what
the
they are?
other
They're
one,
seltzer water?
White Claw. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, I can't do that. It gives me the worst headache.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just that's not my speed at all. What's up, Phil? Um, whatchamacallit? Yeah, it was one of those things where I purposely chose to save my calories for drinking. Um,
I accidentally chose to save my calories drinking. The food choices were not healthy. I just
No.
skipped them.
So I didn't eat at the conference at all, and I heard like lunch on the final day was actually
Yep.
really good or something like
I
that.
I don't think I ate any of the conference meals. None of them.
No. But even when I ordered pizza late at night, I think I had like 2 slices. I
Yeah.
didn't go
Yeah.
crazy.
I think I
Um,
too. I started that hotel, the coffee shop there,
yeah.
had the 26-gram core powers.
Yes, the coffee shop and the downstairs, they started stacking them later. It wasn't there the first 2 days,
Okay.
but they had the 26-gram core power vanilla and chocolate at that little Starbucks in there, which was a lifesaver
Yeah.
because I didn't order a case like we've done
No,
previously.
I didn't either because I had it, right? So I was
Yeah,
just uh, breakfast was 2 of those
yeah.
pretty much every day.
Wait, you're gonna have Ben listening in. 2? No,
2's okay, right? I'm like, you
it
know what?
is.
You know why 2 is okay? Because they make their protein shakes with 2 scoops of protein in it, and this is no different than that,
That exactly, and that
right?
that's
Yeah.
that's always been my thing. Like so when I drink coffee, I'll reuse the pod and I'll make 2 cups out of the same pod.
Yeah.
And so, my family would argue, "That's too much coffee." I'm like, "It's the same pod, I'm just diluting it more."
Yeah.
I That's not really that much more coffee, I'm just adding volume, you know? Um, but
Uh,
yeah,
SeaWorld had some healthier choices. I don't think you didn't
I
go over
didn't go.
there, but
No,
there
I have
was I ate they had buffet set up and one of them had grilled chicken, and I had literally a pile of grilled chicken the one night.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the what was I gonna say? They had these, like, grilled cheese sandwiches with, like, a grilled focaccia or something
Yeah.
like that.
They weren't that
It
good.
wasn't bad.
They
It
weren't that
was
good though.
they were good. I ate, like,
They
a
were like
quarter of a half.
stale.
Yeah.
And then the one day the salad had croutons, and I'm like, these croutons are just the cut off crust of these grilled cheese.
That's awesome. I mean, eliminating food waste, yay. I mean, I'm all about that. Um, but yeah. So let's talk about what you put in some ridiculous stats. Can I share it in the chat?
Yeah, no, by all means. A lot of them got shared on LinkedIn in a video I did earlier, but yeah, 100%. You can
So
share
you
all of
did
them.
a 1 year recap of what you've done. So explain this to me. What am I
Yeah,
looking at
so
here?
the first thing where it's just numbers was essentially that's how many workouts I did a month.
Mhm,
So it's funny because in April, so this is from December of last year through to date, right?
mhm.
So April of last year, I jacked up my knees, so I only got 4 in. You can tell the month. I'm like, did I really work out that little in September? And I'm looking back, I'm like, what's going on? I had COVID, and it like
That's
sidelined me
right.
for like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah,
So but I have been doing well. Like 11,000 minutes, 183 hours of working out, 53,000 grams of protein. It's interesting because I'm looking back and I'm like, well, I'm only really down 36 pounds since I started with Ben. I'm down about 50 pounds overall since from my high weight.
yeah. But
But
how
that
many
tells a
PRs
terrible
did you
story.
hit?
A
You could.
terrible story. Because I am the strongest I have ever been in my
Yeah,
life by an order of magnitude.
that's the thing. Like, I'm here, and if anybody's watching, my weight hasn't dropped. It hasn't gone up, thankfully, but it hasn't dropped. I'm not sweating it. I'm really not because I'm finding myself doing more active things, doing more around. Um, you know, so I'm like, yeah, okay, the weight's not dropping at the moment. I hit another plateau. I don't give a shit, but I feel great.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, mine is coming down again, right?
yeah,
I fell off the plateau, I think, and I actually came back from the conference not up at all, shockingly.
nice.
And I'm down to 266, and it's steadily declining again right now.
That's awesome.
So
That's a great place to be. It's like, don't get me wrong. Like you said, all these numbers don't show the right. They don't tell the story properly. Um, but you know, I will say when you're because you can absolutely like you're showing you can make progress without losing weight.
yep.
But when you're losing weight, it feels nice. Like just seeing the scale.
I am no longer ashamed to take my shirt off. I would like to
Good
look
for you.
nicer, but I mean, I was in the pool and
Yeah.
I in front of a bunch of my peers and was like, "Yeah, you know what? I got a little bit of a belly on me," but like I was swimming laps and I look good when I'm swimming laps. If you don't see the front of me, I look wrong.
Yeah, dude. That's one of the things maybe I could do with it a little more humility, but that's one of the I've never been concerned at that. It's more like looking for somewhere that I can sit properly or where I'll be comfortable. And,
Yeah.
the bane of my existence, folding chairs and lawn chairs. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Um,
Conference chairs.
conference chairs. Yeah. That's one of the positives, like with Red 5, where I had my chair with me anywhere, even though I was doing a lot of standing. But it was nice that I didn't have to worry about chairs. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Uh,
It was just,
I don't know what happened this year, but it seems like all the conferences I've been to are putting the chairs even closer together than they used to.
they are. They are.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we at the first keynote, I was on like 2/3 of a chair because I was between the the two Bretts
Yeah.
essentially. I mean, Heather was between me and Chittum, right?
Mhm.
But he takes up like 1 1/4 chairs, and Boggs takes up like 1 1/4 chairs. So then my wife and I are squeezed into a chair and a half.
Yeah, that was one of the things, like, yeah, well, because they also have them, like, hooked in, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're just there.
Yep.
So, they're as close as they could possibly be. I have no shame, I'll just disconnect the chair and move it. Um, they probably don't like that, but nobody ever tells me shit either, so I'm like, "Okay, if they tell me something, I'll stop." Um, but yeah, dude, it's just alright, so you were hitting a ridiculous number of steps. You did the 5K with
Yes,
John, and did Matt show up this time?
he
Topper?
did.
Okay.
Everyone showed up. Uh,
Okay.
Actually, I think there were close to 50 of us there.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, it was the
fantastic.
most people I've seen at to date at a health related or a conference related event. So let me pull my actual steps for the past couple of days. I posted the one day in the one in the health and fitness channel.
Yeah.
That was the high day.
That was the 30,000 steps.
Yeah, but I mean
I
Tuesday was
like that
10,000.
I like that somebody else was saying, I gotta find it. Somebody else was saying, "Oh, yeah, look, I did these steps, I did these
Yeah,
steps," and you're like, and
11,000.
yeah, and you're like, "Ha, ha, 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 ha,
Yeah, it's like
30,000."
I had that by 9 a.m.
It's like I didn't even get out of bed and I already had those steps. Um,
Uh,
so this is 296%. What is your goal, dude?
It was at that point the goal was I think just over 10,000 because
Okay.
so I use a Garmin and it auto adapts.
Mhm.
So like right now my goal is 10,460. It's coming back down because I'm not hitting most days. I'm not hitting 10,000. I'm hitting like 8,000.
Yeah.
Actually I'm above 10,000 because I've been running every morning this week.
My
Uh,
my favorite is Brandon posts this, and you're
yeah,
like, "Oh, good job, dude. Here's mine."
yeah,
It's
I got you,
like,
boo. I mean, so admittedly, we did the 5K right at that
yeah.
morning. So I got up at 6:45, I think. Well, I can't
Um,
remember. Was it at 7? It
it
may have been at
was
7.
the event was at 7. So yeah.
Oh, maybe the 5K was at 6 then. 6:30? I can't remember. So I got up
Mhm.
15 minutes before, quickly got dressed, went down. Because there's no point in showering before you go run a 5K. We get
Right.
down there and they're like, it's 3 laps around the hotel. They're each a mile. I'm like, that's not a 5K. I'm gonna have to run an extra 0.1 when we get to the end of it. I get to the first lap around the hotel. I'm like, I'm at 1.26 miles. I have been deceived. So it was not a 5K. It was more than a 6K. I ended up at
Yeah.
3.81 miles, which about 2,000 steps a mile. I mean, that was almost 8,000 of them.
Wow. That is
Yeah, and
that is
then I went to
insane.
the gym right
Uh-huh.
after that, and we
Of
worked
course,
out.
because
I
why
only got
wouldn't you?
Heather.
Why wouldn't you just go take a shower and like relax for a minute?
No, because again, that something broke in my brain. I wasn't gonna fucking miss it, right? Like
Yeah,
I had the workout to do because I skipped it on
that is
Wednesday. I was
insane.
supposed to do it after we did wins and losses with Adam. I didn't. I got distracted and saw something shiny, and so then Thursday I had to do
No.
it.
I so this is the reason, and I'm glad your wife goes, because my wife will not go to a conference with me, um, because I have this exact same problem you do. We
Yep.
do not make we can be walking in a straight line for only like 100 feet. Jason and I will stop and talk to every single person on the way. So that 100 feet will take us like an hour and a half to get
Yeah.
across. So Michelle's just like, nah, I'm not doing it.
I don't.
Um,
I'm the opposite. I don't stand still, right? So
yes. Oh, you're always like moving
yeah.
around and yeah, yeah.
Because that's part of my introversion, right? Like
Mhm.
I don't really do single person conversations with people I don't know very well. So it's like
Yeah.
I'll stop and I'll get stopped. Somebody will stop me. I'll talk to him for like 90 seconds. Then it's like, I'm going over there now. And I just walk away.
But you're like me. You know everybody though.
Yeah.
So it's like finding somebody you don't. There was one moment, which it's tangential, but where I come out of Wes Kyle and Alex's talk.
Yep.
We come out of there. You went off to go do something else. I'm talking to Alex, my Alex, and she has an interview with Dan Tomaszewski, and she's like, Dan wants us to bring a partner to go, as a testimonial, whatever. And I'm looking around, I'm like, we just walked out of that session where I had most of the people in the room were partners, and they all disappeared. And it was the hallway section that was there, and probably 300 people there. I couldn't identify a single person of those 300. Never, like any other room I've been in the entire week, I could call out 5 or 6 people. Didn't recognize anyone until I saw Tom, who was working on somebody thought their Screen Connect got popped. It didn't.
Yeah.
I
Okay, you got confirmation it didn't.
The last information I had was it wasn't popped, that it was a false positive.
Yeah, okay. That's
But
okay.
yeah.
I'm glad it landed that way because I did
Yeah.
reconnaissance for him, gave him some stuff, and said, "Call this guy. If he did it, then you're good. Otherwise, it's pops."
Yeah. And so that was the fun part. So I see Tom's looking around for you. He's talking to this poor guy on a laptop that grabbed him when he was there. He's like, "Oh, you know Sentinel One." No, I say it like that because I don't want people coming back and saying, "Oh yeah, Screen Connect got popped." Like, no, that's not
Yeah.
what happened. Anyway, in this case anyway. So I see Tom. I had just called you. I'm talking to Tom. I hang up, talking to him. You call me back. I'm like, Tom, here's Jason. You talk to him. You come in, swap you out. You get to the computer. Tom goes with Alex to go do the interview. It was chaos, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how the entire conference goes for us.
Yeah. So IT Nation was week 0 for me, right? It was the first week that I was tracking with Ben. And to me, it was the ultimate litmus test, right? Can I go to the conference? Did I drink too much Tuesday? Oh yeah. I drank like 3 weeks worth of alcohol or a month worth of alcohol on Tuesday. But right, like, did I come back? Did I get all my workouts done? Hell yeah, I did. Did I come back and not up any weight? I did. And winning every day.
That's winning. I mean, you enjoyed yourself, you did the fun stuff, and you still came back even keel. That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying. Like I was telling Michelle, so you know me, old me, because we've known each other for shit. It's got to be like 10 years at this point, right? 6, 7 years at least.
2000. So the first picture I have with you is from a Dave and Buster's in 2017.
Okay, so
6 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
so no, but we did Top Golf way before that.
No, Top Golf was 18.
Okay.
So, but we've known each other for probably 8 years, right?
Probably,
like we
yeah.
met the first time probably 7 years ago. We'd known
That
each
makes
other
sense.
at that point. Yeah.
So you know me. I'm the guy who would hang out till 4 or 5, 6 in the morning and start the next day, and I'm good. That's me. That's always been my energy level. The last couple of years, I got to say, like I would party one night, but I would do one on, one off, one on, because I just couldn't do back to back. I couldn't fucking do it. I was telling Michelle this was like the first conference where, like, even if I went to bed at 3 or 4 in the morning, with the exception of one night, but that was a whole different conversation. But for the most part, if I went to bed at 2:30, 3:30 in the morning, I was back up at 5:30, ready to go, like fully ready, like fully recharged. And the hotel bed was not great, so that's not nothing. Like I'll take those little wins. You know what I mean? I wanted to ask you something. Adam said something at wins and losses when we recorded last week, and I'll put up the workouts of the week because it's sort of in that that vein. Adam made a comment that he's at the stage now, and he has been for a very long time, where if he doesn't work out, he gets antsy. And now you just said very similar, like it's that switch is like flipped for you.
Yep.
What did that feel like? Because I'm not there yet. Obviously, I'm gaining my other gains. But like, what did you?
I don't know. It started being a like. It started being a I'm cheating myself, and these are just excuses, right?
Yeah.
Like it got to be where it was more of a perfection is the enemy. And I posted on LinkedIn, or I posted in a comment because Wes asked me one of my biggest takeaways. Perfection is the enemy of good in this case, right? It's like maybe I have to shorten a workout, right? Like maybe the equipment's not great and I can't do the workout I wanted to do, but I still did a workout, right? I
Yeah.
still did a thing. And like all week, right? Like because I didn't have any cardio, I got 90 minutes of cardio I got to do this week. I've been getting up at 7. I'm not a morning person at
Yeah.
all, right? I know you are, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
we all have
I'm
our
like
thing.
I'd roll. I get to the office at 9. I roll about a bed at like 8:10, right? Shower, and it's a 15-minute drive to the office, and that's my morning most mornings. I've been
Okay.
getting up at 7:30 so I can go down and do a 25-minute run every morning this week to hit my cardio goal. It just happened that it's like this feels great. I am lifting, and honestly, the complex movements might be part of it. Like I feel like I'm making good progress and I feel strong with it. And it feels good. And what I think the switch that flipped is that when I don't work out, I find myself mentally dragging.
Okay. I could see that.
And I think that's the thing is that like I've come to I mean, let's face it, we're all in our industry, we're all
Yeah.
dopamine addicts. We're chasing the dopamine
Oh,
anywhere
for
we
sure.
can get it.
For sure.
Right. So at some point or another, these workouts started triggering the dopamine section of my brain. And it's like,
Yeah.
this is great. This feels great. Like, I want to feel like this all the time. And so you go do it.
It's funny because I find myself, like I said, I'm not there yet. It's all the other ancillary stuff for me right now.
I went
Um,
through that.
yeah, and it's like for me, I find myself standing more often than not. And I'm not that guy. My back is always I've had a jacked up
Yeah.
back my entire life. So I'll stand, if I'm standing for more than 4 or 5 minutes, I gotta sit and reset or whatever. Um, but I'm finding myself standing more and more and more. And like I forgot it was during one of the evolve sessions that like I'm sitting there and thank God Andrew Harlan was there with me. Um and he gets up and he's like standing because he's also getting antsy. And I'm like, yeah, me too. And like I stood for I don't know, 3/4 of the couple hours we were there. Same thing with Top Golf. Like I don't think I sat once for the 3 hours we were at Top Golf. Um and that's not me. That's not me. But it's to the point now where I'm like, I get antsy. Like I don't I've yet to hit where my watch buzzes because it'll buzz every hour to get up and move my ass. Um, where it gets to the buzz and like I haven't already gotten up a couple times. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So little progress, like little things here and there, make me feel better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as they
Um,
should, right? Like again, it's all about continuous improvement, right? Like it took a lot of work to get into the situation that we've ended up in, right? This
True.
expectation that it's not going to take a lot of work to get out of it is just
Yeah,
unfounded, and I think that's part of it too.
100%. So Jonathan says we should try ice baths. I'm totally down to get one for what's our next event, Rob? Right, a boom?
Yeah, probably right. A boom. I mean, I have a year-end planning meeting
Oh,
coming.
that's right. We'll be in New Orleans.
Oh, are you
Yeah.
going?
Yeah, of course. I'm on the
Okay.
CDAC. I'm the co-chair of the CDAC.
Okay. You weren't. I think it's the first year I'll see you there.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't go last year. And then remember ChannelCon last year. kind of
Uh,
kind of
I'm willing to do an ice bath, but I've this book. This guy recommends them. I listened to the audio version of this.
okay.
It's quite good.
That's the book that Ben sent me in my
Okay.
welcome
No,
package.
did he send you that, or did he send you Atomic Habits?
No, I didn't get Atomic Habits, but I've read Atomic Habits.
Okay.
So
That
him
book
and I
is
had
good.
talked
He
about it.
recommends ice baths, but I would recommend that you don't do it without a partner at first because there are some small percentage of times where hitting the ice bath just knocks you unconscious
Oh wow.
and people drown.
Yeah, that's not good. Um
Yeah,
ooh,
code
Code
bath.
Bash. There
Walk
you
outside.
go. We just walk outside. I mean, he's
Yeah,
not wrong. Frank, are you going to Code Mash?
yeah. I think he was threatening to.
You should, dude. I'm sponsoring. Still no idea why I'm sponsoring other than supporting it. I
Hire
might
Deb.
well we have I have devs.
Okay.
Um what I'll probably end up doing is putting like talk to Big John or something, get some of the charities we promote and put that stuff there. The OIT Give stuff. That's
Yeah.
far more important to me. Um but whatchamacallit, I wouldn't mind getting a round of like dev interns though. That I would totally be down to. We haven't done internships since COVID. And
You
I've been
used to be
trying to
huge with them.
we used to do a ton of them. We had 3 classes a year.
Yeah.
Um, so I miss doing that. I've been trying to figure out how to redo it now that we're all remote. Um, but that wouldn't be impossible with dev. I mean, honestly, it's not impossible with any role, but in devs, I could totally see doing that. All right, Frank, good, dude. Because Slagle will be there, I'll be there, Dikevich will be there. It'll be a fun time.
So
So,
workouts.
yeah,
How you doing?
not a damn thing.
Do I have to do I have to hassle you?
So no, and so on top of that, what's so Marissa's doing this as well, so Ben will get on her to get on me also, which I appreciate. But no, I haven't done workout. Now I get I should do them, I get I need to do them. It's just I feel good, you know what I mean, like of all the other shit I'm doing.
Yeah.
um
I mean, just getting your steps up, right?
yeah.
Like there will come a time where you'll have to, right, to
Oh
make
yeah, for
progress.
sure. Yeah.
And just building up the strength will help too, right? Like, and I think you've seen some of those benefits because, you're standing more, you're walking more.
Oh, without question. Yeah,
Uh,
there's
yeah,
yeah. Then I ramp up. Did you play sports as when you were younger?
I wrestled for like a half a year, and that's
Okay.
it. Yeah,
I
I've been
did I
through and
did
through.
baseball, soccer, football, wrestling. But mostly football, more football than anything else. But I've been a big dude my entire life. So what'll happen is I'll start working out and I make giant leaps in progress very,
Yep,
very, very quickly.
yep.
Because my body kind of just snaps right back into it. Um, not saying I'm not Adam, I'm not
Yeah.
Dave, but you get what I'm saying though. I'm saying like I'll go to work out and I can do 2,000 steps today. I'll be able to do 4,000 tomorrow if you know what I mean. Like that ramp
Well,
up happens for me fairly quickly. So I
I'll
don't
make a
sweat the working
commitment to
out.
drag you to the gym at least one day at your planning meeting.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I will absolutely. How long are we in Vegas? 3 days? I mean, not
No,
Vegas. New
New
Orleans.
Orleans. I think I'm only there. It's like 2.5 days. Like it'll just be some morning before we start.
Yeah, I'm down. I like New Orleans, so I
Yeah.
might. I was considering driving up. It's just my schedule doesn't work. Um, but that's an easy drive too. Uh, so I like it. What happens at the year-end planning meetings? I haven't. I mean,
Year-end
obviously year-end
planning
planning.
happens at them.
No shit. Thanks. Thank you, Jason. You know?
Uh, it's a lot of abstract thought exercises. I don't
Okay.
know. It's I mean, so to me, it's a good chance to talk to the leaders there one on one and
Yeah.
like try to influence the decision and the direction that things are going. Like some of the things that we're doing now have come out of that, really pushing some of the ISO initiatives. Trustmark, I think we kind of discussed re-kicking it off there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's it's fine.
And you
And
guys
then
have
there's an
got
even
some.
activity one evening, but I'm
You
in
guys.
and out, right? So like I
Yeah.
think I fly in. What is it? A Thursday, Friday.
I'm
Uh,
doing day before, day after, but
it's
I
yeah,
want to go do
Wednesday,
some
Thursday,
sightseeing.
Friday. I think I fly in Wednesday and I fly out like Friday early afternoon. I tried because Heather's not going, and
Ah,
so I decided I wasn't going to bookend it.
yeah, I got you.
Lost my fidget. I had to fetch it.
I have my Rubik's cube here, so um, yeah, it's I always have something nearby to mess with. All right, so we want to do nom noms. We talked nom noms. Do you want to do mindsets and challenges? We already covered weekly progress. What are you
Yeah.
feeling?
I don't know. Let's do mindset. Sure, sounds
All
great.
right. All right,
I
so
mean,
where's your head at, man? Okay, so I'll do this. Dean is, Dean Trumpless.
mhm.
He started doing honor. He has a morning meeting with his team, calls it the Breakfast Club. He asked every morning, "What's your stress level at 1 to 10?" So yeah, I think this is a good question for this
That's a good
section.
one.
So, what's your stress level 1 to 10, and why?
7 work.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things these events does is it resets me, and so
Mhm.
like I'm back. Will openly admit that for the past probably month and a half, I've been coasting pretty well. I burnt myself out right after the acquisition of Lawrence, pretty hardcore, and just had to take a step back and kind of muddle by and driving back into it now. It's there's just a lot going on. There's a lot of balls in the air. There's a lot of brand new people at our company that don't necessarily understand the way we're doing things, right? And trying to bring all that stuff together
Yeah.
while trying to move all my other things forward. I don't know.
It's a
I
lot
do
of work.
best when my stress level is at least 5, honestly.
Yeah, I get it. You've been pretty vocal about like the stress of the integration of the two companies, and it's crazy that because it's been what 6 months, 5 months already.
No, 4 months. It was July 1st, so
Oh, it feels like forever.
I know.
Um, it's whatchamacallit. It just it's amazing. Well, I guess 4 months is nothing. I was gonna say it felt closer to like 6, 7 months that it was taking so long, but 4 months isn't shit. So
Yeah, I mean, it's still close enough that the people that we brought over, they just now basically finished 90-day reviews and all that other stuff, and it's revamping an entire sales team when I'm not super great at that, right? Like trying to coach and biggest thing right
right.
now for me stress wise is trying to support Matt because he's a masochist. I'm sure
Yeah.
he'll yell at me later, but it's like, how do I get you not to have 13 or 14 direct reports? Because we probably ought to do that.
So there's a thought process that goes along with like the max you should have is like 5 or 6 underneath you.
8,
I don't
the
know if I count. Yeah. Um I will say our biggest department is 7 people. Because I just did a salary report for all the departments because we're doing budgets for 24. Um and I looked through, also terrifying to know exactly what your company costs in salary per hour. Um, that sucks.
Oh, I know.
Um, so
Start thinking of meetings in that way. How much does an
that's
hour does a meeting cost
so
me?
so that's how it went. It was I did this because I have a manager that I wanted him to know what his team like, what his burden was. Um, not because, not trying to be nitpicky, like, oh, you're costing me that, but you should know what your costs are, right? Like, so you can make your intelligent decisions. Leave it to him to do it. And then I extended the exercise because I'm me. So instead of just doing it once to say, hey, job good done, job well done, I went and did it for all the departments. And of course, I did it myself because why delegate? So I did all the reports, sent them to all the managers. They were actually pretty grateful. And then I did the math of this is my yearly rate, this is my payroll pay period every 2 weeks. This is the daily rate, accounting for who's 8 hours and 10 hours, and this is my hourly rate, and then this is my average salary uh, across all the members of each department. Um, and yeah, I don't want to look at that anymore. like,
Yeah, I
like
mean,
you
it's
know,
just conversations. I mean, it's
yeah,
you go to these events and you're like, man, like you can't have. I said it in my recap video thing I did yesterday. You can't afford to coast in this industry, and
no, no,
the big thing I've done this year is acquire them, and it took us a bit of time to get there, right? Like I wanted to make sure things were going to be good, and we're moving, and now we're moving fast, and the moving fast
mhm,
comes with a certain amount of stress. But maybe that's part of that switch flipping is that I now look at my gym time. I used to feel bad about it, right? Like I left for the
yeah,
gym today at like 12:35. I didn't roll back in till like 2:15. I was there for a solid like hour and a half
damn, okay,
because Heather went with me today, and
oh, that's nice,
uh, and
yeah.
it I don't feel bad about that. I was way more productive in the afternoon than I was in the morning as a result of it, and I feel good. I'll probably end up doing a little bit of work tonight to make up for it, and yeah, just don't care about that anymore. Taking care
Yeah.
of myself so that my mind is healthy with my body is important to me now, and I'm gonna take the time to do it.
Well, so before I get into that Connor's comment, it's funny because this one, speaking of uh, bad influences, I was hanging out with this week. Um, my stress is actually it's low. It's like a 1, and not 9. My secret is I'm always angry. No, but like seriously, like I came back. So remember, I did a ton of traveling. I did Disney Scottsdale, Disney Orlando, Disney, and I'm going to Disney again on Friday. Um, so my thing was, I came back so freaking refreshed because I had backed off a ton of things. We have the MSP Geek planning. I have a million other things going on. I'm starting a couple businesses, like plus my normal stuff.
Yep.
we're busy. We're just busy people. That's what it is. And it was getting to me, and so I purposely about a month ago started backing off. Um, if I don't need to be in the meeting, I'm not in the meeting. If I don't need to, started cutting off part of my day so I couldn't schedule meetings during parts of my days. Um, and yeah, and even the geek stuff, like had to back off of that because it was getting stressful.
Yeah.
Nothing with them; it was just me. Um, but honestly, I feel so damn refreshed now. It is ridiculous. Um, so it's pretty great. Like honestly, this is interesting. So Connor Finn Security, good friend of both of ours, says take it with a grain of salt. Our rule of thumb is every 4 direct reports is half an employee. So if you take your best employee, give them 4 reports, they're half as productive. Uh, and so if one has 8, all they do is manage. Honestly, experience wise, that kind of lines up with
Yeah, it's
what I've
probably
seen.
6, but yeah, I think it.
Yeah.
I think it definitely is. If Matt's very effective at what he's doing, essentially all he is doing is managing.
Yeah. It's funny because when you get these employees that are doing really well and you want to build a team out under them. My Alex is a perfect
Yep.
example. She's building out her team, and she's realizing exactly how difficult having employees is. I warned her. I warned her, but it's one of those things like it's like your parents tell you something, you're like, yeah, whatever. um
Yeah.
I don't know what the X over Y is. John, if you could whatchamacallit, explain that one. Okay, so explain this to me because Connor doesn't always last as long as I last. Love you, brother. I do, but he doesn't normally last
Yeah.
all night long.
We stumbled into his team one day, and we were out there. I think Connor finally went to bed at 2. That's when I ended up then in Mill Protector Suite. Ended up chanting with McGee until 5.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn,
Yeah.
dude. Whatchamacallit. What happened Tuesday?
Oh, Tuesday. So I don't know. So again, I was. It's been a while since I have fuzzy
It's
memory
been a
at
while
the end
since
of the night.
Tuesday. No.
Yeah, no, it's been a while since I've had fuzzy memory the next day. But I have bits and pieces of this. I had some vendor that was trying to hard sell me, like at 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning at the hotel bar, and
Hmm.
I was having no part of it, and was telling him I was having no part of it. And I remember pieces of this, uh, and I apparently tore his product apart.
Hmm. Oops.
He poked the bear.
He poked. Hey, listen. You asked the question. Oh, I felt so bad. So one of the things I do during these conferences is I talk to startups, um, and either companies I've invested in or companies I'm considering investing in. And so I'll get every once in a while, I'll get a couple people that know me in the space, and they'll be like, "Hey, do you have a sense to sit down? I want to pitch you something." Um, and there were 2 gentlemen. I felt so bad for them because they were so excited. Um, and I completely destroyed their idea. Like it was, there was no question. It was, and they had got me while I had after I'd already had a couple drinks. Because I think I was hanging out with Connor or somebody before, and then went to go meet them in the suite. And I could not hide my face that this was the shittiest of shit ideas I'd heard all fucking day. And it was like, you know what I mean? And it was rough. And I could see their faces like crumbling as I was talking to them. And I felt so bad, but like I wasn't going to lie to them, on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So,
No.
um, funny enough, I spent a couple hours at Top Golf with Glenn's old boss. Glenn's old bosses were very nice. Oh, money in, money out, money in over money out. I'm totally good with that. Um, there's a sex joke there somewhere. I'm just going to move on from that. But we're all 12-year-old boys. We all know where that's going. Oh, there you go. Yeah, because then I'm questioning like where the hell I was in that.
I think you were down at the pizza. This was outside of the main
Ah,
bar, if it's what I'm thinking of.
but like,
I
okay,
think I tried to soft shut this guy down and tell him, "Hey man, it's like 3 a.m. I'm like drinking, right? Like this isn't a time to try to sell me. Like
okay.
read the room, man."
This is yes, and if any vendors see this, um, I'm a vendor. Jason's an MSP. We get hit up by vendors all the time. If any vendors are seeing this, just because you see us in a hallway having a drink doesn't mean we're open to sales pitches. If it's after 12, just don't. Come have a
If
conversation. Pitch us in the morning. Just
if
come
I have
have
a
a
beer in my
conversation.
hand and I'm not in the vendor hall,
Yeah.
you can come talk to me. But if you're gonna try
Yeah.
and sell me your thing, like, no.
You called this thing stupid to his face.
No, he called me stupid. He was trying to say I didn't know
Oh,
what
he
I was
called
talking
you
about.
stupid. I feel
Yeah,
free. I now I want to know who the vendor is.
I think he was in Startup Alley. If it's a guy I'm thinking of.
Oh, this wasn't. This wasn't. What is it? Exidium. So
No, that would be great to run into them. Tom kept trying to get me into trouble. There was a
no.
vendor there that was really rubbing him the wrong way, and he took me over to he kept taking me over to talk about their kernel driver, and I could never get anyone technical until we were at the party later. And again, following my own rule, uh, their team's at the bar. Like, I'm not going to engage them while they're
Yeah, yeah, of course.
party. Yeah.
It's like seeing a celebrity at dinner with their family. You
Yeah.
leave them alone. You know
Yeah.
what I
I
mean?
mean, or maybe you wave hi and that's it, right?
Wave high, just stop. Thank
Yeah.
you, appreciate you, peace. Like, don't sit there and ask every fucking
Okay.
question. Don't try to take a
It's the
picture.
guy I was thinking of. Yeah, I don't know what his company. He was one of the first couple booths in Startup Row.
Toward the stairs or toward the solutions pavilion?
Towards the entrance, right? Yeah, towards the stairs.
I have the app.
Yeah, he had a black shirt on. Like, their little uniform was like a black shirt. I can't remember the name of their company. That's how.
Do you remember what they did?
This was to me.
I feel like you're you're trying not to call anybody out. Jason, you
Oh, if I could
never
remember
not
the name
call
of the
anybody
company, I'd
out.
100% call him out. I just can't.
All right. Whatchamacallit, Connor, if you remember the name of the company, let me know. Connor's not going to call anybody out, but I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking hilarious. Yeah, Connect can be like spring break. It's it's a typical vendor conference. It's, we do stupid shit and then do more stupid shit. So yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, it's yeah. So where were we? Mindset and challenges.
Mindset and challenges. So yeah, so like I said, I feel freaking fantastic. Like, my stress is like, I reinvigorated, back to the office, getting shit done. It's not like the office has stopped doing any of the craziness that it normally does, but I just feel better about it, honestly. Um, you know what I'd love to hear? Connor, John, Glenn. What about you guys? Mindsets and challenges. I'll give them time to throw in there, but why not? We have a little active chat today, so why not take advantage? So when's your next workout day, Jason?
Tomorrow. I have on Thursday. So tomorrow night my kids have skate night, right? So honestly,
Yep.
just put some roller skates on and actually skate aggressively and count that as cardio because it'll get my heart rate. So
I get what you're saying. It's just, it's funny.
I go to the trampoline park, right? And so
Yeah,
in 2 hours, I'll start a cardio session and I'll bounce around the trampoline with the kids. I go home, and so I've got a cardio zone that goes from like 128 to 144 and one that goes from like 144 to 160.
okay.
My cardio range is like above 130. So I'm like, 128 is close enough. So I just take all the time I was above 128, and that's cardio. I could roller skate tomorrow and do the same thing.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, tomorrow my kids have a roller skating thing, and then Thursday I have rain gutter regatta. I'm a scout leader, so we have our rain gutter regatta, which is like Pinewood Derby with boats. They blow with straws, and then
you do it like in a rain gutter.
You do it in a blow up trough. I think originally it was in a rain gutter, but yeah, it's like a blow up rain gutter. And then I'm done with that, I have to drive to Lansing because we're going to MISEC, MISEC, however you want to say it. It's Michigan Security Conference up in Michigan. Tom and I are. It's up in Lansing. It's about a 2.5 hour drive.
That's the one he was saying is like very much like old B-sides kind of thing.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think he was saying like they just came back up, or like they had stopped for a minute. I was trying to find the booth map.
Yeah, I have the booth map. I'm trying to find the vendor.
And this is where we have to be very crazy or very cautious because, like, whatchamacallit, like Alex said, this guy just torpedoed his own company. He has no idea. Especially startup, dude. I would have felt better if it was one of the big vendors. Um, I'll say this: when you find it, just DM me. I don't want to call them out. If it's a startup, I don't want to. Well, you and I both know somebody, and you'll know who I'm talking about. That is a startup that I think has a decent technical solution, but I know you feel differently. But there was a lot of feedback that that person was extremely off-putting, and
Yeah,
turned off everybody that they met with. Now, to
including me.
me, yes, like you, like many of our circle. Um, but and I don't mean to like be talking about an inside joke, but the reason I say that is because I met this person probably 6 months after everybody else did, and I've had nothing but pleasant experiences with this person for the last year and a half.
Yeah, I think they
Um,
took some of the feedback they got to heart.
and that's exactly why I don't want to call out this startup. If they're a
Yep.
young startup and they're doing the dumb shit you and I did when we were younger, it's just they're passionate. You know what I mean? I'll give them the pass for being passionate. Hopefully they learn. And if not, we'll just call them out next year. But 3 a.m. is never the time to do anything, sir. You've done shit with me at 3 a.m. I call bullshit.
I think I did shit with. I think we were still potentially out at or May 3 and may have been when he went to bed
Yeah.
the one night.
Oh, congrats, Jonathan. I just hired his first employee 3 weeks ago. Still onboarding because I don't know what I'm doing, but making progress. Lots of late nights getting my 7 out. See, if you would have been at IT Nation Connect, you would have heard Wes, Kyle, and Alex's conversation on employee onboarding. Um, Funny enough, all of the employee onboarding stuff they were talking about, it's funny because my team was like smacking me like, we already do this. We've been doing this for years. Um, to that end, nobody else is
Oh,
doing it though
I know
in the
who it
room.
is. I got it. I'm not
You
gonna
got it?
call it out, but I totally know who it
All
is.
right, put it in DM or private chat or whatever.
Yep.
So whatchamacallit? So if you have any questions, dude, just message me.
Yeah,
We
me
have a
too.
very fleshed out, yeah,
Yep.
Jason too. We've been doing this a long time. We have a very fleshed out onboarding process with training, and happy to share whatever I can. Um, oh God, let's see what this is. Oh, okay, and I know who you're talking about then. Um, okay, that's not surprising at all. But he's not a young guy though. He knows
No,
better.
he's not.
Um, okay, and I'm not going to call him out.
Well, they're one of those products that I look at their webpage and I can't tell what they do.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, in Startup Alley, that's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Like, dude, even my website, like my
You were
website, you can't tell what I
so
do
even when Connor was a wee young boy eating chicken wings at
with all the white
Smoky
space.
Bones with us, he could tell me in 20 seconds what his company was attempting to do.
Well, the pitch, yes. The
Yeah.
website sucks, but the pitch, yes. That person, because of, see, I don't want to call them out, because of the content we created with ConnectWise, I know the person very well, and yeah, the pitch is bad. Um, Mindset from Connor, just keep going. We have the privilege of attempting to solve problems that most people never get to think about. It's cool when you view all the hard shit that comes with growth through that.
Yep. I'll agree with
Fuck
that.
yeah. John, appreciate you guys in the other channels. Help me hit the milestone. Yeah, dude. First employee is no joke. I will tell you, it's so hard. It makes things so much harder. So good luck.
It
I'm
makes it harder and easier. I'm actually really curious now. I mean, we're kind of delving off topic here, but we are talking about mindset and
no,
challenge.
it's
What type
mindset's
of employee did you
intelligence.
hire?
Yeah. Like, and this is the thing. So MMN, I should probably state this somewhere. MMN has technical basis shows, right? Technical deficit, partner first,
Yep.
MSP dispatch. And then it has culture and entertainment, wins and losses, bits and books, tech bar, culture and entertainment. So we
Yep.
don't have to stick to a specific format. Um, but yeah, dude, I know I cut you off, Jason. I just wanted to make sure I said that at some point.
No, you're good.
Um, so yeah, but this is a big deal. Like having new employees is a great thing, man.
It is. Yeah.
Um,
I like Frank's comment there that he just made. That's the mindset. That's the switch right there. That's not all the
no,
startups
no,
to
I
put
know.
on that list.
Yeah. I've been stressed lately going to the gym, and it's the one thing. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. I was sitting there and I was stressed Tuesday, Monday. There was a day this week that I was actually really fucking stressed.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there and I'm getting like, or maybe it was last weekend. Um, and I'm getting like, when you sit and you just get hotter and hotter, like it's supposed to calm down, but you're having the opposite effect. And all I can think of, I need to get my ass to the gym. Like I need to go hit the heavy bag. I need to lift something heavy. I need to do something. Um, and that's never been something across my mind before. So I'm getting there. I'm
That
getting
w-
there.
that was great. I mean, it's awesome. Like there's things we had I went when I worked out Thursday. I went and got Heather, and I'm like, okay, time to get up. We're going to the gym. And we texted Amanda because she said she was coming to the gym with us, and she's like, "What's the workout today?" We're gonna lift heavy things over and over again.
I prefer the heavy things than the technical shit. And
Yeah,
I know you're supposed to have form for everything, but I'll do weights all fucking day. It's the cardio I can't stand. Um, and it's funny. I used to do the cycling. I used to do spinning and cycling, and that won't get my heart rate up at all. I mean, spinning, yeah, obviously you get up, get down, whatever. But just cycling on its own, never have that problem. It's only the weights that get my heart rate up. All right, dude. Anything you wanna? Connor says he still eats chicken wings. Dude, we're here for you. Whatever you need. Um, yeah, Jack's been on a health kick. So yeah. You know what? Maybe we'll make a bosses channel in the MMN Discord. Because there's certain things that you just sometimes you need to vent or you need you need advice from people that have employees, and
yeah,
maybe we'll make a channel in there. And there's enough of us in there
yeah.
that
That,
have
that's
employees.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But Jack's comment there, right? Like I don't. Running is growing on me, but I don't necessarily. It's not my favorite thing a lot of times, but it's effective, and I know it's good for me. And here's the thing. Here's part of that switch too. I never regret a workout when I'm done. It's never happened.
Oh
Not
yeah,
once.
I can see that. That's true. I have regrets of not working out when I wanted
Yeah.
to. Um, and you know what? That's a nice mindset change. That's I think I've told you before. Marissa told me when she was a kid. Um, she said, don't do something that you're gonna have to apologize for later." Um, but this is in that, like in retrospect, every workout I've ever done, I've never felt bad about it. Been a little short on time, but never felt bad about it. Yeah, no regrets. Um, all right, so now Connor and Jonathan are the same age. Good to know. Um, there's Connor with his math jokes. Freaking nerd. Um, there's yes.
His whole company, I think we determined I am older than Connor's entire company.
Oh yeah, that is not even a wait. So
No, not Mary.
no, yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
want to call
Maybe,
her out
maybe. I
because
actually
she's
don't
the
know how old
nicest
Mary is.
person in
I
the
think there's
world.
one other that's up there too, but
Yeah, I don't.
uh,
Yeah, because everybody's under 30, right?
I think most of them, I think some of them may not even be able to legally drink.
No, Connor, do you have any sub 21s? That's crazy. Um,
I think this was a discussion on Wednesday night. Or no, Thursday night.
see, it's not just frat parties. It's wondering what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, what you call it? I'm getting DMs now asking who the vendor was. So we did, they turned 21. I think I might know who that was. Which we call it. All right, dude. Anything you want to tell the audience before we take off?
No.
Another awesome
No.
day. I know you're going to keep up the workouts.
Yep. I am
um
probably gonna go get in the hot tub. I am. So the other thing is, I really enjoy the sore that I get from being done working out. It used to be annoying. Now I'm like, if I don't have it, I'm like, what's this? My muscles all work right. So I'm
I
going to get in the hot tub because I am flipping sore right now.
well, I'm going to work out tomorrow because I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with the starting to do the weight loss. I'm going to ride the high. I'm on a very good mental high right now. um and I think now's the perfect time to go ride that and just
100%.
jump into it. That's a nice way to close the
I think
episode.
so.
So sappy shit, you're both encouraging. Thank you very much,
Yep.
Connor.
Thank you.
And I will say I got a ridiculous amount of compliments this week. both evolve and connect, both from people that have
I-
never seen me before and people that have.
I gave you the best one, I think.
That I look like Will.
Yeah. I mean,
I told him to,
Oh,
because
really?
I ran into him later.
Maybe that's why I wasn't talking to me.
No, he thought it was hilarious. Yeah, but yeah, I told him too, because I met with him and Dustin later or him and Reed later for something else. I thought that was pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, thanks very much, guys. We appreciate you. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
See you later.
This has been a broadcast of the MSP Media Network.